So the next competitor now makes his way to the post. And next up we have Tom O'Sullivan from Ireland with Northhill Tess. Run 23 from the catalogue.
And he qualified with points of 390.
From what I can remember of his qualifying run, this was quite a capable dog, and he sends Northhill Tess out to the left. So Tom O'Sullivan from Killarney, County Kerry, and Northhill Tess is 5 years and 9 months old. Sired by Tanhill Glen, owned of course by Kevin Evans, and out of Northhill Tess, owned by Richard Lewis. Tom started trialling back in 2005 when he was 21. This is his 4th time in the Irish team. And his bitch Northhill Tess was bred by Richard Lewis down in Pembrokeshire, just south of here out on the coast, out by Tanhill Glen. It's her 2nd time in the team, having previously competed in 2019. Tom was looking forward to catching up with some friends at the International. Not seen them, of course, because of COVID. And is delighted to represent not only his country but his dogs. He looks to have gone quite well there on the first
He's
outing.
gone, but the dog's had a few whistles to reassure him and open him out. But he's got behind his sheep.
I suppose some of those whistles as well, Marion, could be just a surety and making sure.
Well, they've seen perhaps one or two of the other handlers. Sometimes it's worth giving a whistle, losing half a point or a point. And actually, perhaps if the dog goes wrong, you're going to lose more. So it's a safety measure.
So Tom O'Sullivan now in, sheep coming, look to be online for those gates, but there's still a bit of a distance to go before they come through the gates. And we've seen some sheep just drifting at the last minute, with Tess covering her sheep. I'm sure that Richard Lewis down there in Pembrokeshire will be watching this.
So bring the sheep now over the bridge. So those markers indicate. And on this side of the bridge is behind that little clump is a little pond.
So it looks as if Tom has just gone up on the podium a little bit higher just to give himself a little bit more height. Standing up on the bars there.
Well, most people from there now, he can actually see down onto the bridge.
Yeah, he'd have done his health and safety risk assessment and decided he was fine. Well, he might be the first handler to do it. I doubt if he'll be the last now. So you got good hold of those sheep coming through the post and straight to that post.
Yeah, because a few have drifted this side of the pond.
But it showed that Tess had good hold of her sheep coming to that gateway and bridge. Now he's giving the flank.
Took her first time, exceptionally good.
Out right-handed, there was a good look back there. First attempt, and he told her to turn around, and she turned on a pin, and she was gone. So Northhill Tess on the second outrun for the second pack of the sheep for Tom O'Sullivan from Killarney, County Kerry. Up behind the sheep.
well.
I think even the people up on the sea defences
They
stood still.
They stopped.
So Northhill Tess now they're bringing the sheep down, the second pack of the sheep down the fetch.
Nice pace.
Yeah, she looks to have a real feel for a sheep there coming down the fetch, and
Yeah, she's not working too early. She's bringing the sheep. There's no flanking back and forth. She's able to control them quite neatly from behind without these massive flanks.
yeah, turning on her nose, as they say.
Yeah,
And
like the sheep have accepted her.
I think that gives a perspective of the distance behind the fetch gates
Yeah,
to where the sheep are lifted, because it's taken such a long time for them to get there.
Yeah, the camera shot we see, it looks a small little field, but it's...
Again, looks as if he's going right through the middle of those fetch gates. And he's got him through. Now working him towards the handler. As the camera pans out, we should be able to see where the first pack of the sheep are. So they're out the shot, so he's going to have to bring them right to him and then send Tess out to bring that first packet to the second packet to give him his flock ready for driving.
And he just glances over Tom just to see where the other packet was. And again, immediately gives that command. She reacts immediately, and she a turn around. I think we could nearly mark a spot where all these sheep are actually... They must have put some sheep cake down there, but if it all seem to go into that little spot.
Yeah, so there could be a nice bit of sweet grass there, maybe. Then, and the sheep were on the coast last night, so they'll have found and remembered it. The first packet now being brought back across to the second packet.
To rejoin him.
So a good accomplished start to this run in the Supreme.
Another good start. Still a long way to go, but I think in the competitors' minds, the hardest bits has been done. Getting those two lots, bringing them back. I know you've got the driving, you've got the shedding and the penning, but that's kind of element you do.
And that look
every
back
day.
is crucial as well, isn't it? And that was very well accomplished there by Tom and Tess. That turnaround command seems to work very well from him, because she listened, took it, and she went off for a second packet of sheep. So now she's got a flock together, a bigger packet of sheep. 20 sheep together going round the handler. And now they start their way up the first leg of the drive.
Again, good turn. In control. Nice little pace. And Tess listening to every command she's been given.
And from our perspective, looks like a good line on that first leg of the drive as well, Marion.
Also going to be a fairly nice turn as well.
And as you said, she's very responsive to her whistle. She takes the commands well.
Yeah. And the sheep somehow have accepted this little bitch without really, you know, she can control him without really needing to work too hard.
Yeah, a good presence to her,
Yeah.
and that she knows, they know that she means business, but they're not afraid of her, and she's doing it with nice, cool power. So again, a good picture there on the
Lovely.
drive. Side on, dog side on, sheep side on.
Poetry in motion.
It looks like she's quite well marked as well, with a black front leg and a white front leg, so you can see the pace of the dog as she goes across there.
And again, this cross drive is proving a little bit. Is he too high?
He's just judging it there, and he just turned them back down a little bit, and now gives a right-handed command. There, Marion,
It was, whew.
we all took a big intake of breath there, but he made sure of the gate, and
But the pace of a sheep that were going, he was able to do it really. If those sheep were a little bit faster,
they wouldn't.
Differently. So he gave him that opportunity really, of that second when he realised that he was a little bit not quite online, but he was able to recover it, the situation.
As you say that, the pace of the sheep just forgave him a little bit with his commands, and the judges might take a point or two. But
well, yeah, but it's still, he's caught the obstacle, he's done it, and as you said, you know, and we got to reiterate really, you know, we're looking at it on a different line, but to us from here, but then the judges look at it in a different avenue to us.
Exactly, and of course we've got the benefit of a good camera as well that can zoom right in.
But still, up to the shedding, it's going well.
Yeah, I was told earlier in the week that the camera that we were using was, the lens alone was 95,000 for the lens, and they've changed the lens to give us a better picture, and it's now 135,000. So, and then the judges have got a pair of binoculars up with them. So,
no, I think the quality of the pictures you've been receiving at home, really, if you're actually live here watching a trial, there's a little bit of a haze on the field, and the pictures here really come out superbly. Far better, really, than the real situation here. It's
and of course, people can sit at home with a cup of tea and put their feet up and.
So I hope you're informing everybody where you're watching from today. It'd be interesting, where is the furthest one watching today from overseas? We've had Australia, we've had Canada, America, most European countries, but it's are you watching today?
Yeah, a couple of South Africans were messaging as well. So the whole sheepdog world is tuning in to us here, and it's great to have the support, and we hope you're enjoying the coverage and I suppose the commentary as well. So we've got Myron's been given a list of people. He probably knows most of them on the list.
Well, we've a list while Tom is preparing his shed. We've got Nancy Lee from USA. We've got Andrew Nell from the Swiss. Elizabeth Highway. We've got Laura Rochwell from California. We've got Rachel from Switzerland. Len Holmban from Niagara Falls, Canada. Alison Duncan from USA, Portland. Laura Pippery from Italy. So it's worldwide, and hope you're enjoying our coverage and our little commentary. And later on there'll be another team coming in here during the day. And but we thank you for your support, and perhaps on the usual occasion you have made that journey over to the UK to watch the international, but hopefully the coverage we're providing here, that we're bringing as much as we can to you, to your home.
Yeah, I know we've got a lot of support in the UK as well, of course, because nobody's been able to travel. I'm sure that Katie Cropper will be up there in Shap watching the screen. Probably a little bit early for a glass of wine, but she's on coffee at the minute maybe. And then Sally Ann Fisher, the matron down just outside Swindon, I know she's watching. And a lot of people in the West Country as well. So the response that we've had on the live streaming has been very encouraging, as Tom O'Sullivan has just taken a good cut there, encouraging those sheep away, but they don't seem to want to move there, Marion.
And I think, again, from this, we need to thank Morfydd, one of the local committee members here. I think on Friday some had a bit of technical issues, but Morfydd was there straight away. And I think she FaceTimed somebody in South Africa, really, who had a bit of difficulty getting on and sorted it out, really. So, no, huge thanks to Morfydd as well, who's worked hard behind the scenes in, if there was some technical issues, in trying to resolve them for the relevant ones who's subscribed to watch.
Yeah, I'll second that. And if there has been an issue, it's been sorted immediately and steps taken to make sure it doesn't happen again. So, which has made our lives as commentators quite easy, Marion. So again, Tom O'Sullivan, those sheep haven't moved far at all outside the shed in ring for him, and previous packets have just drifted away.
I haven't seen, like we always talk about international, the sheep are so happy to be in that ring. They could think you've got an electric fence to keep him in there, really, in those sawdust. So nice good cut.
Another 5 cut out there. He might decide just now that he's got to...
I would love to push those slightly further away.
Make a bit of safety distance.
Yeah,
and
but I know it looks nice, but if something does go wrong, if one decides to run, you haven't got too much. But then he's got confidence most probably in Tess.
No, I think I'd... Probably with you, I'd try and put another 10 to 15 metres of distance. Just otherwise, you're sort of encouraging the sheep, and if they are in a determined mood, then they will try to go straight over the top of the dog.
I know we haven't seen it today, really, but it could happen. You know, you've always got to take that into your consideration.
And when you get to this level and in the Supreme Final, you try and take out any element of risk, I suppose. As much as possible, anyway.
But he's quite confident.
So Tom O'Sullivan now then. He's just putting Tess on the other side. It's just almost as if he's inviting him to go and then telling him, no, you got to call it, you go back.
And again, Tom working and Tess accepting the pressure. And then 2 coming, yep.
And
1, 2, 3.
he's got his 5.
I think he's got his 5.
So
Now when Tom moves these.
Tess has got a quick little bit, so she'll make short work of this, pushing these sheep across and out of the way. And he made that shedding look quite easy in the end. He just worked the 2 out and the chance came and job done.
So he's called Tess back.
He's obviously decided that that's enough distance to give him safety to get to the pen, and he's obviously got confidence in Tess that she can hold her sheep. But you can tell which way those sheep are looking, and they're looking at their friends up there by the gates. And they are trying Tess there, Myron, but she's up to the task. She covered her sheep and she held them. She might have a little bit of a battle here just to get him going towards the pen to turn him away from the other 15, but she's covering that side quite well.
And we've just had a few more contact us. Liz Boxwell supporting the Scottish team, and she's from the Shetland Islands. Elaine Porch from South Africa saying the new camera angles today have added dimensions, greatly appreciated. Gilma Vermey from France is watching. Sean McLean, best of Ireland, wishing the best of luck for the Irish lad. To hear you giving these lovely comments to us, and keep contacting us during the day.
Yeah, it is quite nice to find feedback like that, because we're not just talking to each other then, Myra.
At least somebody's listening to us somewhere.
Tom O'Sullivan now then with Northhill Tess. The 5-year, 9-month-old bitch. Originally bred down in Pembrokeshire, but been over in Ireland, in Killarney, County Kerry. And Tom just working them to these into the pen. He'd love him to just walk forward there. A little bit of pressure, picks up the rope.
But again, now their mates are 2 behind Tess. So they're looking really most probably, but will they go in? Yeah, ooh.
Covered that quite well though, but now it just gives another one a chance to come to break. Stamp of the foot there. I don't think we've seen one sheep stamp a foot yet. Calls Tess forward, pressure comes on.
Well done, Tom. Another, I think Tom would be quite satisfied with that run.
Yeah, a good accomplished run, and he's put a score on the board, and that'll... Every score that goes up there puts a little bit of pressure on the next competitors to come, so...
Great. Well, from us as a commentary team, before long we'll be retiring, and we'll hear from us later in the afternoon, but there's a new team joining you before long.
Yeah, new team, of course, of Mike Northwood and Paddy Fanning. The one comment I have had from Ireland, though, is that I think they've been spending a little bit too much time together, because they reckon that Paddy's becoming a little bit gentrified, Myrion. So,
well, not gentrified, he's been eating too much Welsh cakes.
But I'm sure you'll enjoy them, and we go to some of our sponsors' messages.
Tom O'Sullivan's come off the field with Tess. Tom, you must be feeling pretty good. Good so far, yeah. We'll see how the day goes. Lots of good handlers to come with. It's a good run. I'm happy with it.
You should
few
be
little,
happy.
few little bleeps and maybe the shade and the start of the shade and the end of the cross drive there, but yeah, happy.
But listen,
First Supreme,
fair
so-
play. She was turning on the pin to go back there to get those other ones. It was impressive.
yeah.
And in the pen as well.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
little, because they're seeing the other sheep, aren't they? And they want to.
I probably didn't turn these guys away too far enough, like, you know, so maybe out of sight, out of mind, I think. But yeah, she tried this out.
But everybody was rooting for you, and everybody's watching. And when you close that gate, I can nearly feel the relief, Tom. I can feel you go. Oof.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. It's a good bitch, so.
Yeah.
Happy.
She's happy. She's done well. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Being in the final,
Yeah.
and it's brilliant to have you here. Go and breathe. Go and breathe. Yes, enjoying here. It's brilliant. Thanks for all the messages as well.